Making Chinese food can be so overwhelming, so many ingredients and hard technique to accomplish. But now in the market, there's this sauce that's called the Panda House Express from the restaurant itself that you can buy and use. All you need is to know certain tricks of how they make, for example, this Beijing beef, how they get that beef crispy. I'm about to show you. Grab one of these bottles next time you're at the supermarket and you're gonna feel like you went out and had Chinese takeout. So this recipe is super easy. All you need is steak, depends on how much your family will eat. This is about 1 pound. And I like to cut them at the bias or cut them in smaller pieces. I want you to see it's kind of a chunk piece. We're gonna fry this meat, right? For it to be exactly like the Beijing beef that you get at the restaurant. So these pieces are great. Cut them against the grain. It can be flank steak, it can be New York strip, it could be a sirloin, which is what I have right here. All right, then we need 3 eggs that we're going to divide. We need a teaspoon of cornstarch and half a teaspoon of salt. You have your peppers, you have your onions, and of course the star, the sauce, which is the Beijing beef from Panda Express. Now, this sauce, you can buy it. It doesn't have to be homemade. You can make it homemade, but the stores already have what you need. So all you're gonna do is make sure that your beef is the same consistency as the one that you buy at Panda Express. All right, so let me separate the 3 eggs in my bowl. So I am gonna whisk this with my whisker in my bowl. I need to make it foamy. And this is what makes the frying of this beef crispy. Keep on whisking the eggs until it's all foamy. I'm gonna add the cornstarch, 1 teaspoon of cornstarch and half a teaspoon of salt. And again, we're gonna whisk together so everything is incorporated. I love Asian cuisine. I have a whole, that right there is whole full of, my cabinet is full of Chinese spices. I absolutely love Chinese food. We go to Canada, to Toronto, just to eat at the Chinese, the Chinatown in Toronto is amazing. So anyway, this is ready, foamy and beaten. And now I'm gonna put it on my beef. All right, so this is gonna go on my beef right there. And there's only one way to do this, ladies and gentlemen, with your hands. So I'm gonna make sure everything is out here. The cornstarch is very traditional in Chinese cuisine and Asian cuisine as well. It goes all in. I'm gonna let it set for about 30 minutes to an hour. Don't do anything, just wait. Okay, so now before we start frying the beef, it's been marinated for about 30 minutes. I'm gonna put 2 tablespoons of cornstarch in a bowl right here, just like that. And then I'm gonna transfer my beef to the cornstarch all at once. Okay, so now I'm gonna coat it again. It's gonna be a little more white. Yeah, because it needs that last coating. And now I am going to start frying every piece in my hot oil. I just wanna make sure you remember how to check if your oil is ready. You just put a spoon at the bottom, and if you see all kinds of bubbles coming out like right there, that means it is ready to go. So I'm gonna start just frying my beef one at a time, and then I'll see you in a minute. I like to fry my beef in batches. Make sure that your oil remains as hot as you want it and do not overcrowd the pan. This beef takes about 5 minutes to fry. Once your beef is completely fried, get another pan with some oil and throw in it the peppers and the onions. You need to saute this for about 5 minutes until the peppers and onions are cooked but not soggy. Once your vegetables have a little bit of char, it's been about 5 minutes, add all the beef that you previously fried and stir it all together. Then here comes the star of the night, the Beijing beef sauce. Pour it completely over your stir fry and give it a good mix. So look at this delicious Beijing beef. Silky, smooth, full of flavor. Crispy. paired with some lo mein, spicy. You did half of the work with all the flavor. Give it a try.